Welcome to the Shield Football Podcast. I'm your host, Fredo. With me today is my other host right here in the building. We got that boy DC and the boy Jerron. And we got Steven in the back right there. And we got my boy Jay back there also running things like he normally does. What up, guys? How y'all been, man?
What's going on, Fredo, man? Good to have you back.
Man, I appreciate that, man. Just came back from vacation, man. Man, I appreciate y'all holding it down, man, like always, man. Like, checked out the episodes, man. Y'all boys do great work like always. What up, Jay?
Nothing much. Good to have you back. Like you were saying, tough week for me, but
All
yeah,
of us.
All of us.
actually, yeah, that's a good point.
All of
I
us.
was being selfish. All of us, tough week, but we'll get into it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. But we're here, man. All right, gentlemen, week 5, man. Man, let's get this stuff rolling. AJ, man, take it over, man.
All right, let's hop right into these games. First, we're gonna go Thursday night's game. The Chicago Bears visit the Washington Commanders. Terrible name. 40. The Chicago Bears won 40-20. Justin Fields had him a game, man. 15-29, 282 yards, 4 touchdowns. Khalil Herbert 10 carries, 76 yards. Hopefully he gets that ankle together. DJ Moore went off. This is what we've been waiting for. 8 receptions, 230 yards, 3 touchdowns. On the other end for the Commanders, Sam Howell was 37-51, 388 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Sam Howell also was the leading rusher with 4 carries, 19 yards. And Logan Thomas was his go-to guy. 9 receptions, 77 yards, 1 touchdown. Chicago came out of this with 451 total yards, 18 first downs. The time of possession was even, and the Commanders had 388 total yards, 2 touchdowns. But 2 turnovers, excuse me, was the difference. Kraft, what you think about how that game went for Chicago versus Washington?
Seems like Fields is starting to trust his receivers a little more. Some of the passes that he threw, he would have never thrown those a year ago. He dropped a couple of nice dimes, man. He would commit and with DJ Moore. And of course, this was the offense we was looking for when they went out and got Moore. In the last 2 games, they've shown that. So, but they're going to have to keep it up. And the Washington Commanders, there's going to be some changes made. When you see Magic Johnson tweet after the game, there's no energy out there.
Mm-hmm.
These new owners have no allegiance
Right.
to the head coach.
Right.
So don't be surprised if all of a sudden when it's over, the house is cleared and they start over from scratch.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they would keep the enemy on or what, but when you got new ownership like that and they have no allegiance to anyone in there, they could care less, especially after a showing like that, prime time, nationally televised game. You're the only game on TV, and that's the product you put out there. It's just a matter of time, man. I don't know if Rivera's going to make it through this year. But again, on Fields, looked good, but problem is he only completed to 3 different receivers.
Mm-hmm.
All those yards he threw, I didn't feel like he spread the ball around enough.
Yeah.
But they got the W, and they didn't even have a running back the second half. Both of their running backs were out.
Yeah.
They had to play fullback for the running back the whole second half.
He looked good, to be honest.
And Washington still couldn't do nothing with him.
No.
So, pitiful showing on Washington. Good win by the Bears to finally get off that 0.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Well said, DC. Congratulations to the Bears, man, with the first win going on the road against the Commanders, man. But yet, the Commanders came in here with a nice, solid defense, and the Bears went in there, put 40 points on them. That's unacceptable from the Commanders, man. But great point what you said right there, DC. New ownership has no ties to these coaches, to this staff right here. I wouldn't be surprised, like you said, DC, that they're going to come up by the end of the season making some changes.
Yep.
So Commanders, maybe a new facelift, man, coming up soon, man.
No doubt.
How about you, Jay?
A couple things, like you said, Fields is developing. He actually left some on the field too. Him and Mooney aren't the same as him and Moore.
Right.
With him targeting DJ Moore in this year, they're 26 of 33, 475 yards, 14.4 passing yards per attempt. They've got 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. They've got a perfect passer rating whenever Justin Fields is targeting DJ Moore. So he does have to start spreading it around. But look, what he's leading the league in touchdown passes. I can't really complain. He's starting to play better.
Yeah.
And then with the Commanders, yeah, they're gonna have to make a lot of changes. Yeah. Even the owner said they might change the name.
Right.
So it's gonna be a lot of turnover. Ron Rivera's got to go. He's been a subpar coach way too long, and I don't know. It's just the Commanders. Even their jersey selection irks me. That it looked like the Arizona State Sun Devils playing out there. I hate that all black that they go with, but that's neither here nor there. But that's a good win for the Bears. The Bears got their first win in almost a calendar year.
Wow.
Which is bananas.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely.
And you know, the Commanders, they benched their number 1 draft pick, the cornerback Forbes. They pulled him. I don't think he played the whole second half.
His last 2 weeks have been
rough. Yes, yeah. So Rivera just pulled him out, and Fields, he's making it tough on the Bears.
Yeah.
This is the year they have to decide if they're going to pick up the 5th-year option at the end of this year. So, you going to keep him, or you going to let him walk? Yeah. It's going to be a lot of questions for them because of where they're going to be in the draft when it's all over with. So, if you what are you going to do? You thinking about keeping him or moving on from him?
Well, and me personally, he hasn't shown enough for him to be a pocket passer quarterback. You're limited to be running that running option quarterback. To me, if I was the Bears, don't resign him. If anything, trade him while you can. Clean house.
I think you gotta pick up that 5th-year option, and then think about moving them. Yeah. Bring in somebody else. Bring in some competition, but he's too up and down to tie your whole franchise to. We're going to talk about quarterback later on. Those middling quarterbacks aren't the ones you want. You want either somebody dynamic or you want somebody you can move on from. Right. And at this point, he's in the middle. I think I would rank him probably 14, 15 in the league, something like that. Yeah. And that's just not going to cut it. So at this point, sign that 5th-year deal and then try to move on from him.
Okay. Yep. All right, guys, y'all ready to move on to the next game?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. We have the Jaguars at the Buffalo Bills. This right here was considered a Bills home game right here. All right, the Jaguars beat the Bills 25-20, man. Let's go to some game leaders from the Jaguars side. Passing, Lawrence. He threw for 37, completed 25, 113 yards and 1 touchdown. Your top rusher was Travis Etienne with 26 carries, 136 yards and 2 touchdowns. Have a day. Top receiver was Ridley, 7 catches, 122 yards, man. Have a day, man. And also now to the Bills side, you had Josh Allen. He threw for 40, completed 27, 359 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. And your top rusher as well was Allen, 4 carries for 14 yards and 1 touchdown. Top receiver was Diggs for 8 catches, 121 yards and 1 touchdown. Have a day, man. Let's go to some team stats. Jaguars had 474 yards, while the Bills had 388 turnovers. Both teams had 2 each. Time of possession, the Jaguars had 38 minutes, while the Bills had 21. And that being said, gentlemen, that puts Buffalo now at 3-2, second in that division. And this puts the Jacksonville Jaguars at 3-2, number 1 in that division. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Jekyll and Hyde in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Come out last week, you light up Miami. This week, you let Jacksonville get you. Jacksonville is a team that everybody's been talking about. It's a team that's struggling. They lost to the Texans, I think.
Yeah, man.
And you only get 7 points through 3 quarters. It ain't like that defense is a world-beating defense. And you think you're going to compete with Miami the next time you see them, and you can only put up 7 points through 3 quarters with Jacksonville. This is why I don't trust them, man. And if Cincinnati get their stuff together, they're going to really be in trouble.
Yeah.
Because doing that, Jacksonville turned the ball over. It should have been worse than this. Jacksonville got inside their 25 twice and fumbled. So there should have been a lot more points than this, but good win for Jacksonville. Once again, I don't trust the Buffalo Bills this year. Man. I really don't.
Jay, how about you, man?
Oh yeah, there's a real good win, surprising win. The thing about it was actually both teams were kind of anemic offensively until the fourth quarter, and then stuff started happening. I was disappointed. It was 11-7 for the longest, so both of the teams didn't show much. The advantage that the Jaguars had is they were in London the week before, so they didn't have to travel. They stayed in the hotel. Bills players were talking about the travel, and that makes sense. But like you said, Jekyll and Hyde, we don't know what we're going to get each week, and now the injuries are starting to mount up.
Yeah.
They're losing cornerback. I think they lost another corner. They lost the linebacker.
Yes. Yep.
Von Miller just came back, but he was on a snap count. So, injuries starting to mount up. But I think they'll still be there in the end. I have their second, third in the AFC. They'll still be there.
Yeah. So shout out to London, man. That crowd always shows up, man.
Oh yeah.
On TV, man, it looks. You can tell that energy is right there, man. I'm pretty sure like for the fans appreciate, the ones from over the pond appreciate the NFL going there. But Jerron, you made a great point. It does give a big disadvantage to the traveling team that goes over there because Jacksonville. I was smart on them, man. They stayed there for 2 weeks, and so they don't have to go nowhere. Their price is right there. They don't got that jet lag, is what they say. The Bills. But still, the Bills had so many opportunities to win this game, man. And like DC said, man, for 3 quarters, you only had 7 points most of the time, and that's unacceptable, man. Yeah. If you want to compete in this division, you got to beat the Dolphins, but you can't even beat the Jaguars, man. And the Jaguars, I understand, they had the advantage staying there overnight, man. I mean, over the week, but that right there is unacceptable, man.
Yeah. I still think if you give them home field advantage through the playoffs, they're going to be the hardest team to beat.
Oh, absolutely.
That home field advantage in Buffalo. The winner is going to be
brutal.
It's going to be crazy. So I'd still give them the best chance out of everybody to go back to go to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Well, the problem with them, at some point they got to become balanced. They had 29 rushing yards.
Yeah.
For the whole game. At some point, you're going to have to balance that out. 360 passing, 29 rushing. Teams are going to catch on to that. And the deeper it gets, the more they're going to start keying on that type of stuff. You got to figure out your running game. He was the quarterback was the leading rusher, like 14 yards or something like that.
Yep.
That ain't going to get it done. You're going to have to balance that thing.
Did James Cook got hurt or something?
I don't know. They pulled him.
They
pulled him early.
Yeah.
They didn't use him. He was ineffective, actually.
Yeah, they pulled him early, yeah.
All right, man. Y'all boys got any more in this game?
No, let's go ahead and move on to the Texans versus the Falcons. Falcons come out ahead 21-19. Desmond Ridder, 28 of 37, 329 yards and a touchdown. Didn't expect that from him. Bijan, they kept him down rushing wise. 14 carries, 46 yards. Kyle Pitts sighting. We finally get some Kyle Pitts love. 7 receptions, 87 yards. CJ Stroud went 20 of 35, 249 yards and a touchdown. Damon Pierce, 20 of 66, and Dalton Schultz was the leading receiver, 7 of 65 yards, 1 touchdown. Let's go ahead. It's kind of rare that you see the winning team with 2 more turnovers than the losing team, but they also had Atlanta also had 447 total yards, 26 first down, Houston came out with 313 yards total, 17 first downs, and the Falcons dominated the time of possession, 35 minutes, 32 seconds to 24 minutes and 28 seconds. Kraft, what say you about this Falcons victory?
Yeah, they did something that they hadn't done all year. They got Pitts involved.
Yeah.
And they see that's going to make a difference down the road. Just keep doing that. So the guy, top 4 pick, you have to get that guy involved, you know. I thought the Texans was going to pull this out. I kept watching the score go back. I said, man, the Texans got this. But like I say, the turnovers, I guess they just couldn't take advantage of the turnover that they got. And that looks like that's the difference in the game. Because and then another week, CJ, he still looks okay. No turnovers. And that's all you can ask for. I'd like to see Damian Pierce get the numbers up a little bit better, man. Especially in a game like a low-scoring game like this, I figured he'd at least get to 100 yards, that they'd ride him. But overall, I mean, two teams that are probably about the same. But, you know, like you say, the turnovers, they couldn't take advantage of the turnovers, man. And Tank Dell, I don't know when he went out of the game, at what point, but I don't know if that made a difference or not. Did you know when he went out?
Yeah, so he made a catch. When he made that catch, he caught the ball underneath the grass, and when he did that, he kind of hit his head to the turf, and he basically gave himself a concussion.
Oh man, was it early in the game?
It was like in the third quarter.
Okay,
yeah,
early third.
Early third. So Texans, man, like I picked them to the win. You know, I thought this was gonna be I'm not saying easy win, but it was gonna be competitive.
Right.
I just feel like the Texans had the better quarterback on this game. But yeah, Ritter came out here and it's like the him and CJ switched jerseys or something, man. But the problem the Texans had in this game, man, too many field goals. In the red zone, they couldn't not go to the end zone and score some touchdowns, man. They just settled for field goal after field goal. And at one point, man, I was like, man, I think the kickers got more points than the Falcons, you know. But the Falcons came in the second half and they just dominated with the passing game, man. I had to start finding Pitts and then and the Texans just can't do nothing with these turnovers, man. And that's that right there, man. They should have taken that and convert those into 7 points, man. But nothing, man. It just only one touchdown, and then the rest of them were like 4 kicks. So yeah, that right there, man. You gotta score touchdowns, baby. Jay?
Yeah. This is why I picked them, and I wish I would have stuck to my guns because I switched right before the game on the picks.
Oh man,
because I was like, it made too much sense. But my first reaction was they got to do it on the road. They got to be this crisp on the road, and I figured Atlanta would come out. Styles make fights.
Yep.
So Bijan really didn't go crazy like I thought he would. But between Bijan and Tyler Algier, they had 31 carries. They didn't have a good average, but they kept at it.
Right.
They were gonna run. Like that's one thing Arthur Smith is gonna do. He is going to run it down your throat. And then Kyle Pitts earlier in the week is funny because last week we talked about is Kyle Pitts good anymore?
Everybody was saying it.
Yeah. So they had some stills and some video of him getting hit in the knee, and I think his knee has been messing with him for the previous weeks. So that's why they got Jonu involved. But this week, 11 targets. That's what it's supposed to be like every week. And then with the Texans, you're right, Damian Pierce. Like what happened to last year's Damian Pierce? 3.3 yards per carry. His longest 15, only 66 yards. They didn't have a running game, so man, it's tough. But CJ played well enough to win. He came and they got the go-ahead touchdown. It's just the defense gave up some chunk plays at the end, which that's on D'Amico.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're just gonna get better from here. I can't cut down anybody in this game, win or loser. So, I mean, it's just a good game.
Yeah.
You know, you got something, Fredo?
Like Jay said, this right here, the defense, they should a Riller should not have that many yards passing, man. He should not to stop the running game, because but then they weren't expecting the Falcons to be passing that much, man, and the defense just, especially the secondary, just let them have a field day out there, man. And I was not expecting that, man. And I know Stingley was out in that game as well. So, but still, it gives no excuses. Most of the catches were like in the middle. So, if I had to pinpoint a weak point from the Texans defense, it is the linebackers, man. But yeah.
But Toyo had 12 tackles. I don't. It's the
Yeah,
linebackers, but
Yeah.
he himself, they put so much on him.
Yeah.
I think that front four has to
Put more pressure.
put more pressure, and I mean, y'all are compromised. It's an injured team,
Yeah,
so
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, but then again, the Texans not expected to do things
Right.
big this year. But
Right.
but I will say they're not getting blown out. That's
Yeah.
one positive
There you
thing, and that's why I'm not here sad. I was like,
Yeah.
I was telling my wife, because me and her watched the game together, and she was like, "Wow, the Texans look pretty decent,"
Mhm.
And this is from a woman that doesn't watch sports as much,
Mhm.
but she noticed one thing about me. She's like, "How come you're not yelling? How come you're not mad?" I was like, "Because they're actually looking more performance-wise better this year than they were last year. This year, they're right there fighting back.
Yeah.
Last year, man, they just went on the field and laid down and were doing nothing.
It's competitive.
Yeah, this year's very competitive.
It's
DC,
crazy
go ahead,
because
man.
they look good losing. That's the
Yeah,
thing about
there you
it.
go.
And that's what you want from a team like that. You want to look good losing.
Yeah.
You don't want to look like you just went out there and laid down. And for Arthur Smith to keep his job, these are the type of games he's going to have. From going forward, Ritter is going to have to produce. We keep talking about Pitts, and somebody in the organization made a mistake. They passed on Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle for Pitts. Oh, and don't forget Devontae Smith, too. All those guys came after they drafted Pitts. And all those guys were good in college.
Yep.
Pitts came out, he was just a prospect, a project, just because of the way he was built and how fast he could run.
Yep.
Right.
And you pass on those guys that were, those guys were guaranteed.
Yeah.
Especially Waddle coming off the Heisman. Devontae Smith coming off the Heisman. So at some point, you got to keep Pitts involved, or some head's gonna roll.
Hey man, but do y'all really believe that Ritter is the quarterback of the Falcons?
No.
Mm-mm.
No. He just got a good matchup this week.
Right.
Yeah.
We've seen it before. He's going to be up and down. Being at home helps. But no, he's not. He's not the future.
No.
They still need work.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be a problem for him because this team gonna mess around and put him right in the middle.
Mm.
Well, you can't
Yeah.
get the quarterback you need. You're just gonna be riding with him for a while.
Mm.
So yeah, I don't think he's the quarterback of the future either.
Okay. Y'all boys ready to move on?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. We have the Panthers at the Lions right here. Final score 24-42, man. Let's go to some game leaders. Let's start with the Panther side of the ball. Young, he threw for 41, completed 25, 247 yards, 3 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions. Top rusher was Herbert, 9 carries, 35 yards. Your top receiver was Thielen for 11 catches, 107 yards, and 1 touchdown. Let's have a day. Now let's go to the Lions side of the ball. Goff, he threw for 28, completed 20, 236 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Have a day, my boy, man. Russian Montgomery, he carried the ball 19 times, 109 yards, and 1 touchdown. Have a day. And your top receiver was Reynolds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, right.
Reynolds.
4 catches, 76 yards, and 1 touchdown. So that being said, let's go to some team stats. Overall total yardage, Carolina had 342, while Detroit had 377. Turnovers, the Panthers had 3. Lions had 0. Time of possession, Panthers had 28 minutes, while the Lions had 31. That being said, the Lions are 4-1, top in their division, and that puts the Panthers 0-5, last in that division. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
like you said, everything was even except for the 3 turnovers,
Mhm.
and that was the difference in the game.
That's
Like we
the
spoke
difference.
about the game earlier. When you get those, you have to take advantage of them, and it
Mhm.
makes it easier for your team. But 99 rushing yards, that ain't gonna get it done for the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
Another win. You know, the Lions went in their handicap.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have
Mhm.
Amon Ra. They didn't even have Jameer Gibbs, and they still went in there and put it on them like they should have. You know, like I said, turnover was a big key in this game, and Young turning it over still. So we're gonna keep this in front of us going forward because everybody started to think the Texans got the best quarterback.
Yep.
You know, and it's gonna come again when the draft rolls around, and their first pick that they traded everything for to get him,
Mhm.
and that's the Chicago Bears at the podium with the first pick. After you gave up everything, you need a number 1 receiver. You gave that away with it also.
So right now the Bears have the number 1 pick right now.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think, Jerome?
Gee.
Man, I'm starting to feel bad for Bryce. It's just because he had some bad turnovers. But I think he's still young. I think he will bounce back. He's got to find a system that suits him well, and then he'll be okay. He's not going to be the cream of the crop, but he's still going. I still believe he's a good quarterback. The Detroit Lions they're a problem, especially at home. I think they can handle. They may be able to handle some big dogs. On the road, we'll see. They don't play as well on the road, obviously, but they are the third best team in the NFC, and I think they have a legitimate chance to be a NFC title contender. In the conference championship game, as long as they stay healthy, they're getting Williams back. Hopefully, they start implementing Gibbs a little bit more. Amon Ra didn't even play. Reynolds stepped up. Sam Laporta is a top 3 tight end in the league. The defense has stepped up. I'm excited to watch the Lions play. And it's been forever since anybody's ever said that.
Man, real quick, man. Like, I'm glad that the Texans got C.J. Stroud. I know. I sit here at this very table. I wanted Bryce Young. But no, I'm not saying Bryce Young is a bust or
The
anything.
Texans wanted Bryce Young too.
Yeah,
Don't
yes.
forget that.
We wanted him, but the question is, who is the problem? Is it the coaching, or is it the play calling, or is it Bryce Young?
The roster.
The roster's a problem, but wouldn't you say that the Panthers roster is better than the Texans?
No.
No?
No.
I don't even think so.
No.
Again, styles make fights. His offensive line being weak is gonna hurt him more than C.J. Stroud. His receivers are pathetic. They still Adam Thielen's their number 1.
Yeah.
And he is a shell of his self. The defense is good. I would put the defense
over the Texans. Slightly though.
Slightly.
Yeah.
And then I like everything around CJ more. Like slow it. I would rather have slow it calling plays. But what do you think, Greg?
Yeah, you're right. There's nothing there around him, and I don't know how long it's gonna take for them to figure it out.
I hope
Because
so.
They dug themselves a hole.
Yeah.
And they gave up so much to move up.
Yeah, they gave up a whole lot, and feel bad for the kid, man, getting beat up every game. You know, he's gonna be playing with happy feet for the rest of the year. Like you say, you know, with Thielen as your leading receiver, that's no good.
Yeah.
No good at all. And Miles Sanders, I don't know what's going on with him. You traded and paid him the money just to let Hubbard take over the backfield.
And he's been on your roster.
Right, he's been on your roster. You could have done that without going to get Sanders. You know, so We'll see going forward, man.
Now let me go back to the Lions side of the ball, man. Let me praise Goff, man. Goff, man. Like the best thing that happened in his career, him being traded to the Lions, man. This dude is right here balling, man. He didn't look like this. He didn't look like this one bit in the Rams, man. Good for him. Good for Detroit as well, for the city, for the team. Getting Goff right here. Man, Goff, man. His quarterback rating was a 132, man, in this game. Very impressive, man. And then, he kicks off the season going to Kansas City at like a very hard place to go play. And he went over there and took care of business in prime time from the Super Bowl chance, man. Like, this guy deserves his flowers, man. And then he did it without his main receiver.
Yeah.
Jeez, man. So, man, praise to Goff, man. Like, Goff right here is doing this thing. Talking about a comeback story right here, man. Beautiful, man.
Another shout out, the OC for the Lions. This guy is incredible. Johnson. He will be a coach soon.
Next year.
Next year he should be a coach because
he was going to leave this year, but he decided to stay.
His offensive game plan is immaculate, and he's got the perfect calls in the perfect times. But yeah, shout out to him.
Yeah. Oh, and one more thing, guys. One more thing. Gronkowski said, and within a year or two, he said himself, the best tight end is Sam Laporte. That's what he said, man.
He's a little crazy. Him and Kelsey have a rivalry.
Okay.
But top three, I will put him 3.
He says he's going to be number 1 within a year or two.
That's just Kelsey's age.
Know.
That's all that is.
I don't know, man. Gronk just throwing some salt out there,
Speaking of head coaches becoming OCs, Fredo, don't be surprised if yours is gone next year. If the trend keep going, don't be surprised if Slowick is somewhere else next year. I'm just saying.
If
he can get Stroud moving along and show that he can play in the league, hey, one of these teams with the top pick and gonna have a rookie quarterback. Don't be surprised they come calling.
Chicago.
That right there was my fear that the Texans got a defensive coach, because that means every 2 years they're guaranteed to have a new OC, man. I just hope it comes from the same tree, or you promote within. Hopefully, your quarterback coach can become your OC. We'll see, man. I just don't want them to change the offense. I want the offense to stay
I could see Johnson or Slowick in Chicago.
Oh man, that's what coaches go to die, man.
Nah, they'll change the game out that one. Yeah. All right, let's go to Tennessee, Indy. Indianapolis Colts defeat the Tennessee Titans 23-16. Indianapolis goes to 3-2. Tennessee goes to 2-3. Gardner Minshew came in for Anthony Richardson. Gardner Minshew ended up 11 of 14, 155 yards passing. Zach Moss, we got to talk about this. 23 carries, 165 yards, 2 touchdowns. Josh Downs, 6 receptions, 97 yards. Ryan Tannehill for the Titans had 23 completions, 34 attempts, 264 yards, 1 interception. King Henry, 13 carries, 43 yards only. DeAndre Hopkins had him a day, 8 receptions, 140 yards receiving. The only real difference in the team stats, that 1 turnover by Ryan Tannehill. Everything else was pretty close. Indy did have more yards, but that turnover is the one. Kraft, this is your squad. What you think?
Ooh, this transition, I'm struggling with this. The Tim Kelly, I see what he's trying to do, but it's so frustrating because I know what the offense can do. With Henry only 13 carries, that's the most frustrating part about it. I know they're trying to transition out of that offense, but still, they're running plays, and it looks good. Some of it looks good. They got Spears and Henry in the backfield together. They put Spears in the fullback position, and he's running routes from the fullback position. And he caught a couple of them out of it. But one of the Tannehill, the turnovers, and then no touchdowns.
Yeah.
And we get there, we're chasing them the whole game. It's 4th and 1 from their 4-yard line. And the frustrating part is not just this team, I see it at a lot of teams. You got Henry in the backfield. Your ass is 4th and 1 in the shotgun.
Yeah. Hate it.
On the 4-yard line.
I hate it.
Putting the game on Tannehill.
Yes. And you turn around, you hand it to Henry, but don't do that. If you're going to hand it to Henry, you bring in extra linemen and you run it right down their throat.
Downhill.
I can live with losing that to that play right there.
Yeah.
Or I can live with you. D-Hop already cooking. You need 1 yard. You're on the 4. Take a chance for a pass interference or something. Put it up there and give D-Hop a chance. But when you're running shotgun and you want to hand it to Henry and they stuff that thing 2 yards in the backfield, I can't go with that. That's terrible play calling, man. 4th and 1 on their 4-yard line. And the field goal wouldn't have done us no good. I mean, the ball was within 1, but the way the defense was playing, it wouldn't have mattered because the way they was moving the ball down the field. And when the starter got hurt and Minshew came in, oh, here we go. Because I knew he was going to air it out.
Yep.
And he didn't even have to because the running back, he's been running all year long, just ran right through us, man. It was terrible, man. It was real frustrating to see the transition. But I can see what he's trying to do, but it's going to be some frustrating days ahead of us. And I'm sure some changes going to be made around there real soon.
What do you mean? Like coach it? Like
could be
head coach?
It could be.
Oh, no. That's not it. Vrabel isn't the problem.
But I'm just telling you, a lot of Titans fans, I don't have a problem with Vrabel. A lot of Titans fans think it's Vrabel. I guess because they bought in Tim Kelly. I don't know. Yeah. So
it's like they're bringing the old Texan staff over there, man. Like it's not working.
I don't have a problem with Vrabel at all.
Yeah,
I don't.
No, Vrabel's not the problem.
All right. So Anthony Richardson. So they're saying that he might be out for 2 weeks. Shoulder.
Oh no. A month.
A month now. Oh man.
It's a grade 3 AC joint sprain. Missing a month or more. He'll probably go to the IR.
IR. Well, that right there with that news, yeah. But I don't think that's gonna affect the Colts anything. Minshew is a better pocket quarterback than Richardson right now. So that right there counted as like a blessing, perhaps. But yeah, man. But now let's go to the running game right here with the Colts, man. Zach Moss, man, 23 carries, 165 yards with 2 touchdowns, and he said he wants to get paid too. Pay me the money, Jonathan Taylor, I don't know if they were holding him back or he wasn't performing well. He had 6 carries for 18 yards.
Yeah, he was on the pitch count.
He
said he was going to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Zach Moss, man, he wants to get paid too, man. So I know it's not going to be with this team, man. But Zach Moss has been. This is what I want to say his final year with the Colts.
Yeah.
Was he a free agent?
He was a free agent.
Oh, he's a free agent.
He was a street free agent.
Oh wow.
And this is why you do not pay running backs.
Yep.
A street free agent had 23 carries, 165 yards. The same week you gave Jonathan Taylor a 3-year, $42 million extension. He's a $26.5 million guarantee. When are they going to realize there's one running back you pay, and that's Christian McCaffrey. Everybody else is interchangeable. I don't care. Look,
Right.
I don't care if you Henry, Josh Jacobs, Bijan, they're interchangeable. You do not pay a running back unless if you have a Mike McDaniel or Kyle Shanahan who knows how to do everything and you get everything out of that piece. Because Jonathan Taylor wouldn't have that much better of a day than Zach Moss.
Right.
And your price tag on them is way too high right now. What happened to all that junk they were talking about during the offseason? They talked a big game and then they folded.
Yeah, they did.
And they gave him exactly what he wanted.
Are you talking about the ownership from the Colts?
Yes, Ursay.
Yeah. Hey, so all right, DC and Jerron, let me ask you this question. All right, so if if y'all were the owners of the Colt, would y'all would have made that trade, or would y'all fold and pay him?
Oh, I'm
Taylor.
Yeah,
You move him.
Jonathan.
Yeah, you move him.
You move him.
yeah.
But he's so stubborn and hard headed that what people offer him, he didn't want it. He wanted to treat him like a first round running back, but
They don't want to pay him like
right,
a
as
first
far as the
round.
value he
Yeah.
get back from other teams, he wanted
Yeah.
the first for Jonathan Taylor, but you didn't want to pay him like a first.
Yeah.
So that was the problem right there.
Mm. Jay,
Yeah, no, I'm moving them all day.
yeah.
I'm getting whatever I can. Draft another one. There's gonna be another one coming out next year. There's gonna be second, third rounders. Look at A-Chain. He wasn't no first rounder. Anybody could have had him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not touching that.
Okay.
Oh, last thing. Richardson,
Mm-hmm.
rookie year.
Mhm.
We've already seen him miss games. We've already seen his play style hurt him, literally.
Yeah.
Few times. Are we worried about what do we think about him going forward? Is what's going to have to change for him not to end up like Cam Newton,
RG3.
RG3?
All right, so DC, the thing I don't get, all right, this dude is built like a freaking statue, right?
Mhm.
And I don't get how he gets hurt from like from a safety, you know, like the safety that hit him is like half his size.
Mhm.
You know, I understand how the way he landed, man, but then he's getting tackled by a linebacker and just plummet him to the floor, and that's what caused his injury to the shoulder. Is I don't get it, man. It's like he's big, but he's fragile. I don't know what's up with that. DC, what's your thoughts on that, man?
Yeah, the injury is an issue. I think as far as his play, he looks like he's gonna be okay. But as far as the injury, as far as him getting hurt, if I'm the coach, I'm scared to death.
Yeah.
He can't finish the game. He's been 3 games. What?
Yep.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
you can't finish them. It's gonna be a problem going forward. My thing is he might not get his job back this year. With Minshew coming in there, and him and the head coach came from Philly together,
Yeah.
he probably won't get his job back.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if they go on and win like 2 or 3 games in a row. Don't be surprised.
I mean-
And Minshew can do it.
Yeah.
Don't get twisted. He'd be good enough
Hey Jay,
to work that passing game.
do you know if it's his throwing shoulder or his
Yes.
other shoulder?
I think it is his
Yes,
throwing
it
shoulder.
is his throwing.
Yeah, man, that's it. He's done, man. He only takes one more hit from a shoulder or one concuss. That's it. He's done.
But that's the same thing that happened to Derek Carr, but they let him play the next week.
And he looked terrible.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think the coach should not even play Richardson the rest of the year, man. Just let him sit down. Yeah, man.
We'll see.
Y'all boys ready to move on to the next game?
Yes, sir.
But with Mouse, you think with Taylor back, so what now? Think it's gonna be just a 2-headed backfield?
yeah,
Man-
that's all it's gonna be.
To me, man, I say keep Moss. I mean, he's hot right now.
But you just paid him.
Yeah.
you can't let that $26 million sit on the sideline and do nothing.
I get it, man, but
Yeah.
you got a window, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's why you should have traded his ass when you
But
could.
Mouse been doing this all year, so
Mhm.
there was no reason for him to give him that money because he been doing this. This ain't the first game.
Yeah.
Precisely.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm enjoying the misery over there, but
They winning.
no, I know. I just like the shit show they got over there in Minneapolis.
They winning though.
All right, let's go to the next game right here. We have the Giants at the Dolphins right here. Final score 16-31. Miami at home taking care of business. Let's go to some game leaders real quick. Let's start off with the Giants side of the ball. Passing, Jones, he threw for 20, completed 14, 119 yards. Rushing, Gary, 12 carries for 25 yards. Top receiver was Waller, 8 catches, 86 yards. Now to the Dolphins side of the ball. Tua, he threw for 30, completed 22, 308 yards with 2 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions. The top rusher was, I can't pronounce this name right here, Akini?
A-Chain.
A-Chain. 11 carries, 151 yards, and 1 touchdown. He had that one big run. Will have a day, my boy. Now, Hill, 8 catches, 181 yards, and 1 touchdown. Have a day, man. That being said, let's go to some team stats. Let's start off with the Giants. Giants had 268 yards total, while Miami had 524. But Miami had 3 turnovers, while the Giants had 0, and still won the damn game. While the the Giants had the time of possession one with 35 minutes, while the Miami had time of possession with 24 minutes. That being said, gentlemen, that puts the Giants at 1-4, last in that division, and that puts the Dolphins at 4-1, first in their division. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Giants trash. Welcome to the Caleb Williams sweepstake.
Mm-hmm.
The Dolphins threw for 300 and ran for 200. Are you kidding me? But we knew they were going to lose this game, and there's nothing the Giants can do. They can just go sit there and waddle in their misery. There's no trade. There's nothing. There's no fire sale. Nobody wants your players. Saquon gonna be back in the same spot he was in the free agency this year. So they got problems. So they're gonna be in that Caleb Williams sweepstakes. Even though they just paid Daniel Jones, shouldn't have gave him all that money. I don't know what they were thinking about, man. But Giants fans, you in for the long one this year. I'm sorry. The playoffs last year, you're going right back to where you were the year before. Dayball, Daniel Jones, the whole squad. You're going right back. So, hey, good luck.
Man, I'm pretty sure our boy Jay's happy, man. Tell us what you think about this game, Jay.
I'm not too happy. They need to start winning some games because I can't have Caleb Williams in the division. I need them to get like 4 games under their belt. They can't have a number 1 pick. They paid Daniel Jones. We said immediately as soon as they paid him, I was like, "Thank you," because New York somehow hyped him up, and the best thing he does is look, run out to the sideline and hopefully get 3 yards. Because every game I watch of Daniel Jones, he is getting hit on the out of bounds line, and he's flying into the bench somewhere. But this is predictable. Nobody should be surprised at the ending score. Actually, I'm surprised that they got above 14 points. One was a pick 6, I believe. The Dolphins' offense is too many weapons. They're built perfectly. They're the most fun team to watch. This is, you could go on all day, like I did a couple weeks ago. Fastest speeds in NFL this season. Tyreek Hill this week hit 22 miles an hour. So he's the fastest dude in the NFL. Number 2, Devin A-Chain from week 3. Now, this week also, Devin A-Chain, he's got the 3rd fastest time, 21.76. He hit that this week. So they're all, it's all I see is Dolphins. Is Tyreek Hill, A-Chain, Tyreek Hill, Mostert. It's wild. So congratulations to them. They built their team like a Madden team, and it worked. And then boo for the Giants. They've started 1-4 or worse 5 times since 2017.
Man, shout out to Tyreek Hill, bro. He's playing like Jerron said, like a Madden game right there. Man, I feel like the coach is just right there with his controller. Said, man, I'm gonna just build me my ultimate team. And he said the first thing I'm gonna do is get number speed. Man, this dude is killing it. And also, man, we can't forget about Waddle, man. I feel with him and Hill, just in that open field out there, man, you have options to throw it to.
Oh, yeah.
And now that you have this running back right here, what's his name again?
A-Chain.
A-Chain. Okay, now you have A-Chain right here. Is A-Chain gonna take the number 1 spot now for the running back?
Who?
Yeah.
Is A-Chain?
It's gone.
Yeah,
it's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Look at it. It's over with, man.
Yeah, that's it.
Mostert had him a good game too.
Yeah.
But it's over.
But
Yeah.
when you see that type of speed, man, there's nothing you can do about it. It goes along with what they do.
It just, I know that
Mostert's fast.
Yeah.
It's what I'm saying, because the Dolphins never had that number 1 consistent running back, and what I'm trying to say is A-Chain the guy now? Is he the number 1 RB in that team?
As long as he stays healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now, he's probably leading the clubhouse for offensive rookie of the year. He's got to be.
Yeah, he's got
Got to
to.
be. You got Sam Laporta going to be right behind him. Puka, what he's doing.
Yeah.
And of course, at some point, Bijan going to always be in the picture.
Yeah.
But as right now, I would go with A-Chain.
They said he had through 10 quarters, 38 touches, 470 yards. Off of 38 touches, 7 touchdowns. It's crazy.
And they traded for Claypool. Guess what?
More speed.
They want to put him at tight end.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't even think
So they can
of
have
that.
them all on the field.
Damn.
They moved Claypool to tight end. Then what?
Now the only thing, Claypool is a knucklehead, so
Yeah.
we'll see it.
Yeah.
To believe it, I have to see it, but on paper,
Yeah.
that's nasty.
But I mean, hopefully you get in an environment like that and win an environment where, everybody's in good spirits. Some of the guys, you can talk to them and keep them in line.
Yeah.
Coming from a team like the Bears that was struggling, it's probably going to be difficult. But
Yeah.
Mike McDaniel, he's going to draw some stuff up for him.
Yeah.
And if he's willing to play tight end, hey, he got big days ahead of him in that offense. Yeah. May get him paid somewhere else. I wouldn't pay him, but it's going to be fool's gold, but he might put up enough numbers to get him paid somewhere else.
Yeah. Ooh. All right.
But we're gonna go to a beatdown. New Orleans went to New England. In New England, beat them 34-0. Mac Jones was benched again. Ramondre Stevenson only had 8 carries, 24 yards. Mac Jones had 12 of 22, 110 yards, 2 interceptions, one being a pick six. Kendrick Bourne, 2 receptions, 43 yards. On the other end, for the Saints, their defense did a lot. The offense just managed 18 of 26 for Derek Carr, 183 yards, 2 touchdowns. Alvin Kamara, 22 carries, 80 yards, 1 touchdown. Michael Thomas, 4 receptions, 65 yards. Beat down. 304 total yards for New Orleans. They only needed 17 first downs. New England only had 8 first downs. They only had 156 yards, but they threw in 3 turnovers on top. The time of possession is crazy, almost 40 minutes for the New Orleans Saints in New England. Kraft, what you got?
New England? I so hate to say it, but welcome to the Caleb Williams sweepstakes.
There you go.
You in there?
That's the one.
Because you got to. I don't know how your quarterback regressed so much. But for one, he ain't got nothing around him. But from 1-2 to his third year, he's only gotten worse. I don't know if it's the Josh McDaniels effect or what, but they're in trouble. They've been benched back-to-back weeks, and guess what? At the end of this year, you know what your option or not.
No.
What you gonna do? So he look like he's gonna be a casualty. I don't think they're gonna pick it up. I wouldn't at all. But good for the Saints defense, man. They went in there they put the hammer on them.
Yeah.
The pick six, Honey Badger took from early in the game, and they
Touchdown.
They never looked back.
Yeah.
And the Patriots got a quarterback problem. He ain't on the roster now. I can promise you that. Yeah.
Ah, man, you know what? Like, it's crazy to see this, man. Like, it's crazy to see that the Patriots are a bunch of bums, like most of the teams now, man. Because ever since Brady left, this organization has struggled, man. It goes back from you having a defensive coordinator calling offensive plays. Who would have thought that shit show was gonna work, man? Like, as soon as I saw that, man, I was like, yep, that's just not gonna work. And then they bring a better offensive coordinator with Bill O'Brien. Like, is it like DC said, man? How the hell are you gonna downgrade from every game and you're not performing the way you should, man? You're getting benched already twice back-to-back games. It just also the defense is not performing as well. In this game, I thought it wasn't. The Patriots didn't put no points.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's a shutout. At home. And that's rare, man. Usually the Patriots take away your best option from your offense, man. But I don't know, man. Like, is this Belichick's last year with the Patriots also, DC? Jay?
Remember, like I said, he's on the hot seat of the GM. I think the team didn't quit. I think the team's quit on him, man.
Wow.
I do. I really do, man. They didn't put. I watched a lot of this game. They just didn't They didn't have it. After the first couple of touchdowns by the Saints, it seemed like that was it.
Yeah.
And it took all the wind out their sail, man.
Yeah, man.
He may be losing the locker room, which is scary to say because, the way he coached that style, it can only last so long. And it don't last when you lose. And when you have Brady, you can coach like that when you win it.
Yeah.
You can talk to those guys the way you want to. Same thing Sean Payton dealing with in Denver. You can go in there and run that locker room the way you want to if you win it.
Yeah.
But, hey, when you're losing, the message goes in one ear and out the other. Or it goes in one ear and comes right back out the ear.
Yeah.
So, they're in trouble.
Yeah.
They are.
And also Kamara, I want to say he's the top rusher franchise history with the Saints now. So congratulations to Kamara on that, man. And Michael Thomas. Well, it looks like Carr. He threw to everybody, man. He threw to 2 receivers over 50 yards. He targeted a bunch of receivers. Like I want to say he targeted 1, 2, 3. Yeah. This is 7 receivers. Oh, really? 8 receivers, man. So Derek Carr was passing the ball all the way around, man.
He's still not doing enough.
No,
but he didn't have to this game. They didn't test his shoulder out, so that was light work for them. I can't wait to see what position they end up in. I would love to see a Drake May or Penix in New England. Maybe switch it up a little bit. I think Bill Belichick has to go to. He's got to go to his Nick Saban roots. He's got to go to the ties and get him a mobile quarterback now. You're done with this statuesque, tall, non-moving quarterback. That's over. Now I want to see him with a. I'm not gonna say Shador. Get him a Michael Penix. If he's lucky, I don't know. The league may let him get Caleb Williams, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
I would love to see him with a chess piece like that. But right now, Mac Jones is toast.
Yeah.
They did better. He did better with Matt Patricia as his OC than Bill O'Brien. And there's just no talent on the team.
Yeah. All right. Y'all boys ready to move on to the next game, or y'all got more on the Patriots and Saints?
Nah, let's do it.
All right. Let's go to another close divisional game, man. I'm talking about the Ravens at the Steelers. Final score 10-17. It looked like the Ravens will go take this game right here, man, but the Steelers came back on this one right here to win it. Let's go to some game leaders real quick, and let's start off with the Ravens side of the ball. Lamar Jackson, he threw for 38, completed 22 with 236 yards and 1 interception. Top rusher was Edwards with 12 carries for 48 yards. Top receiver was Flowers for 5 catches, 73 yards. Now to the Steelers side of the ball. Pickett, he threw for 32, completed 18, 224 yards, 1 touchdown. And your top rusher from the Steelers was Warner with 9 carries, 40 yards. And your top receiver was Pickens with 6 catches, 130 yards, and 1 touchdown. Have a day, my boy. And now to the team stats. The Ravens had 335 total yardage, while Pittsburgh had 289 turnovers. This is what killed the Ravens right here. 3 turnovers, Steelers 1. Time possession, both even right here with 30 minutes and 29 minutes. And that being said, gentlemen, that puts the Ravens at 3-2 in that division, officially puts them on second place, and this puts the Steelers at 3-2, put them first in that division. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Man, I didn't think it was going to turn out like this. After watching the way the Steelers played last week, I just knew coming in this week Baltimore was going to hand it to them. But it's a division game, and they know each other very well. But, man, Rashad Bateman was back. Odell Beckham was back. I'm waiting to see this offense take off, man. And Lamar turned it over twice, interception and fumble. I'm still waiting to see this Todd Monken offense take off because as of now, that's what I was worried about, them getting off to a slow start. You behind the 8 ball, man. And Pittsburgh, they won 2 division games already. And if Cincinnati ever warm up, it's going to be a problem for Baltimore because they brought this guy in to pass the ball more, but I don't know if he's really just comfortable, ready to do that yet as far as Lamar. And the Steelers, hats off, man. They played their tails off.
Yeah.
They didn't even score to the fourth quarter.
Yep.
They had them scoreless, and they scored 2 touchdowns. in the fourth quarter. So hats off to the Steelers, man. Watt, he's a beast. He is a beast,
Yes,
man.
he is.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
So,
Jay?
yeah.
This one hurt right here.
Mhm.
Shout out to TJ Watt, 2 sacks. In the running for a defensive player of the year. But for the Ravens, it's a weird year. They've got injuries everywhere. We talk about it every week. Odell hasn't helped them at all. He actually left the game injured again. So they're counting on Mark Andrews and Zay Flowers as the only real go-to pieces. They lost their number one running back. Gus Edwards is capable. He should only be getting 5 touches a game. Like you said, Todd Monken's offense isn't really going crazy like I thought it would. But yeah, this one hurts. The to only score 10 points. Lots of drops also. But we'll see. They got to shape up because I thought they were going to be way better than what they've shown.
Yeah. So let me go back and talk about TJ Watt, man. This dude right here in the fourth quarter, man, just dominated the whole game. This dude right here, man, I'll be shocked if he doesn't win the defensive player of the year, man. It just, man, like I know last week, you know, it wasn't his best performance last week, man. It's like I feel like his presence wasn't shown a lot last week, but this week, man, I guess in the divisional game, the divisional opponent, he looked good. I want to say he's the reason why they won this game right here, man.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you know, shout out to him, and that's very hard when the defensive player has to win the game. You know, like you know, they're not suited for that, man. But God, their defense is stout, man, and it's because of him, really.
Yeah.
You know, and the Ravens. Great point what you said, DC, that you don't know if Lamar Jackson is ready to be that pocket present, passing quarterback, man. It looks like he wants to run, but you know, he had 45 yards in rushing.
Yeah.
And that came early.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and his longest ones was for 26 yards, man. So, and you want to see more out of you know, Zay Flowers and Andrews, man. And you know, it's like you're not seeing that much at all, you know. But and then like Jay said, you know, Beckham came in. They didn't play the whole game, huh, Jay?
Didn't make it.
So yeah, man. So we were thinking this year he was gonna be more passing, but it looks like he's digressing from that, really, man. So I don't know, man. So the Ravens need to find their identity, man.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
And that Watt, he's one of those guys. There's only 4 or 5 of them in the league. One of them is him, Bosa, Parsons, and the kid that plays for Cleveland. These guys are game changers.
Yeah.
They take care of one side of the field,
Yeah.
and it changes everything from the defensive line behind them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it helps everybody. These guys are great at what they do, and they should be the highest paid. To me, these guys are worth more than quarterbacks. To me, I'm telling you, because these guys are game changers, man. And you have to know where they're at all time, and they require a minimum of 2 people.
Minimum.
And sometimes that ain't enough.
Nope.
You know, so like I said, it's only about 3 or 4. And you can throw Aaron Donald in there with them.
Yeah.
It's only about a handful of those guys in the league, man. That when the scout report come out for the week, that's who you circling.
No.
Because eventually they're gonna get to you.
Yep.
If you don't figure out a way to keep them in check.
Yep. I agree with you. Yeah, boys, got any more in this game?
No, we can go to Philly versus LA. Philly wins 23-14. They go to 5-0. LA Rams falls to 2-3. Jalen Hurts had him a day. 25 of 38, 303 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Hurts also was the leading rusher, 15 carries, 72 yards, 1 touchdown. Leading receiver was A.J. Brown, 6 receptions, 127 yards. Matt Stafford for the Rams, 21 of 37, 222 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kyron Williams, 13 carries, 53 yards. Cooper Cup coming back like he never left. 8 receptions, 118 yards receiving. The Eagles dominated the yardage, 454 yards. They had 1 turnover, but it didn't matter. 28 first downs. Time of possession was lopsided. The Rams made it a game the first half. So, how you feel, Kraft, about this?
Yep. They just ran into the buzzsaw. The first half, they made it a game, but you can only hold up so much versus that defensive line and on the other side, the offensive line. Eventually, they get to you if you just ain't got the players to keep it going. But, the Rams, they're going to beat some people, but they just ran into the Eagles.
Yeah.
There's going to be some time later on this year to where you think, dang, the Rams jumped out there and done that. And it's going to probably be against the Seahawks. And don't be surprised if when they play the 49ers, they push them the next time.
Yeah.
They might not beat them, but they're going to push them to a point that you thought, damn, I didn't know the Rams were that good. But they just ran into the buzzsaw today, man. The front, the interior for the Eagles, offensively and defensively, man, it's tough. They wear you out, man.
Yeah.
It's tough to beat them. But, hey, they 5-0, and they're in a good spot right now.
Yeah. 5-0, so they're the only team that's undefeated.
San Fran.
Oh, forgot about that, man. Shit, yeah, San Fran. So yeah, 2 teams from the NFC, man. 5-0. Yeah. Hey, man. Shout out to Philly, man. Great game right here. It looked like it was gonna be a close one, but to the second half, Philly just took care of business. But only was 6 points. Well, 6 points. 6 points difference. Yeah. No, I'm sorry, 9 points. So yeah, but the Rams, they look pretty solid in the first half, man. It looked like it was gonna be a competitive game, man. But the Eagles, man, just have that great defense, man. Hurts, it wasn't his best game.
Right.
His rating on this game was only 87 rating, but overall the Russian that had 159. Not bad, man. Passing, they had 300. So
I mean, the Rams did about as good as they could do.
yeah,
I mean, you went to this game 17-14.
yeah,
Start the fourth quarter, and you only gave up 6 in the fourth quarter. So, hey, they played them as tough as they could. It just eventually they get to you.
yeah.
If you don't score, they will.
Yeah, absolutely. Jay, you got any more on this game right here, man?
Nothing really. This, like I say every week, this is a Howie Roseman. His blueprint is all over this. I don't care what anybody says. This is his team is doing this. His offensive line that he created, his defensive line that he created. They're doing a damn thing. Jalen Hurts came through in the second half. They shut them out the second half. So, like I said, teams let them off the hook, and they're gonna take it. It's still not a complete game victory, but if they get the whole train rolling, they could be unstoppable.
Okay. Man, y'all boys ready to move on to the next one?
Yes, sir. Who
Yep.
you got?
All right, man. We have the Bengals at the Cardinals right here. Final score 34-20. Bengals went on the road to defeat the Cardinals. Let's go to some game leaders real quick. Let's go to the Bengals side of the ball. Burrow, he threw for 46, completed 36, 317 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Rushing, Mixon, he carried the ball 25 times for 81 yards. Top receiver, 15 catches, 192 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Have a day, my God, man. Now to the Cardinals side of the ball. Dubs, he threw for 32, completed 15, 166 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. The top rusher was Moore with 3 carries for 50 yards. And your top receiver was Brown for 4 catches, 61 yards, and 1 touchdown. Let's go to some team stats. Overall, the Bengals had 380 yards, while the Cardinals had 294 turnovers. Bengals had 1. Arizona had 3. Time of possession. Now, this is why it's very important. The Bengals had 38 minutes while the Cardinals had 21. So that being said, the Cardinals puts that now the Cardinals are 1-4 in that division, last in that division, and the Bengals are 2-3, last in that division. Still, they're tied with Cleveland. That being said, DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
And that's the Bengals we've been looking for. That's what they're supposed to look like.
Yep.
I would say it's against the Cardinals, but hell, the Cardinals have took some people to the limit this year.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. He said he's always open.
Yep.
And he showed it yesterday. There was nothing Arizona could do about it, man. He did what he wanted to do.
They called him 7-11 yesterday.
Yeah, the whole game, man. He was wide open, man. And of course the turnovers.
Yep.
You know, in the way Burrow and Chase is playing, anytime you give them the ball back, it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
So it's good to see the Bengals looking like they should look.
Yeah.
Because they had me worried, and they still ain't out the woods yet.
Nope.
You know, we're gonna find out if the Arizona gonna still fight like they've been fighting the last few games, and if the Bengals gonna play like this again next week.
Yep. Jay, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
First and foremost, hats off to the Cardinals. Mm-hmm. They are nobody's pushover. They will give you a game.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get it twisted. This in the third quarter was 24-20.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's even spotting them a pick six. Spotting the Bengals a pick six. So the Cardinals, they've got my respect. They're playing hard. They just have a talent deficiency. They don't have a Burrow. They don't have a Jamar Chase. So hopefully.
And this is with the backup quarterback, man.
Off the street quarterback. Off the street, and he's playing his butt off. The one thing I can say about this Jamar Chase game, Higgins wasn't there. Right. Maybe it's a sign of things to come in the future. If Higgins ain't there, feed Jamar Chase. Or get Higgins out of here. Get something for him before he leaves.
Right
That's
now.
what I'm saying.
Time to do it now.
That's the
and then feed Jamar Chase. Maybe get you a first round pick. Send him to
the Panthers.
Send him to Panthers. Send him to Houston. Hell, like he could be used in a lot of places. So, Jamar Chase had a hell of a day. But I'm just gonna harp on that Cardinals. I played y'all for fools.
Yeah. You ain't the only one. A lot of people did.
Yeah.
Nobody's seen this coming at all.
Yeah. Bengals finally showed up. Like DC said, man, it's kind of worried, especially in the first two games of the season, man. Like they were not looking good whatsoever, man. But it's good to see now the Bengals right here putting up the points that they should be putting. Burrow, 3 touchdowns, not bad. 317. But the star of this game, man, was Chase, man. 15 catches, 192 yards, man, with 3 touchdowns. Jeez, man, it's like no one could cover that guy yesterday, man. But yeah, but also, man, like Jay said, and the only win they have, really, the Cardinals is against the Cowboys, which I was not expecting that to happen, man. But yeah, man. So this overall was a good game, man. But in the last quarter, Bengals just had their way with this game right here. Was got any more on this game right here?
Nope. Let's go to the bozo game of the week. The New York Jets versus the Denver Broncos. New York Jets win this game 31-21. Zach Wilson 19 of 26. 199 yards and a touchdown, and a interception, no touchdowns. Breece Hall, game breaker, 22 carries, 177 yards, 1 touchdown. That's what we thought we were going to get all year long from. And then Tyler Conklin, 4 receptions, 67 yards. On the other side, I hated those uniforms that they put out. They actually look like clowns. Russell Wilson, 20 of 31, 196 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had some nice scrambles. It's going to be hard for me. McLaughlin. 9 carries, 68 yards. And then receiving yards wise, Samaje Perine was the leading receiver with 4 catches, 73 yards. New York Jets outgained the Broncos 407 yards to 308 yards. Both is a turnover fest. 2 turnovers for the Jets, 3 turnovers for the Broncos. Really 2 when it counted, but that last one was the cherry on top. And dead even on first downs, 18-18. Kraft, what do you think about the Bozo Bowl?
Brees Hall.
Yeah.
Man, he's a monster. Like you say, this is what we expected to see out of him from the jump. And I think this is what you're going to see from him going forward. I don't think it was just the Broncos' defensive bad, which they are.
They're terrible.
That guy is good. I'm telling you, Brees Hall is real good.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting him from here on out. You're going to see him every week about 100, 120 yards. I would expect that because the guy is just that good. Once he finds the crease, he just runs off and leaves people.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going to happen with the Dalvin Cook. They went out and got him, but I don't know if there's enough room in the backfield.
Yeah.
And if you the Jets, you make it that way. You let Brees Hall carry the ball.
Yeah.
If he gets tired, you can bring in Cook. But as far as Dalvin Cook just jumping in there getting plays, no, you got your man already, Brees. Yeah. And he's showing you that he's not hurt no more. He can fly.
Yeah.
You can take the leash off of him. Russell Wilson, I don't know if it was just defense, but he just looked average. He looked real average yesterday.
Yeah.
And they finna have to make some moves. I don't expect Jerry Jeudy to be there much longer. Somebody's going to come calling, and they're going to send him on his way.
Yeah.
And they're going to move Marvin Mims up into that spot. So
Yeah.
I'm expecting that. It might not. It's going to be probably more than Jeudy.
Yeah.
You know, they already got rid of Randy Gregory. Sean Payton wants his type of players. He came in there. He has no allegiance to nobody in that locker room.
Nope.
And with the money that they paid him to come in there, he's going to have the power to do what he wants. And that's why you finna start seeing some of those guys on the move because I don't see the season getting much better for him. I don't think him and Russell Wilson seeing eye to eye. And if they not, major problem. Because he got more money than you.
Yeah.
He was only there a year ahead of you.
Yeah.
So they got big problems in Denver.
Yeah.
And they're going to be strapped up against that salary cap too.
But before you go, Fredo, like you were saying, moving players. According to Adam Schefter, many league sources believe the Broncos would be willing to listen to trade interest for almost any player on defense. So this is a fire sale. Also, NFL teams have called the Broncos for Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton, and they could be willing to part with them also. So what say you, Fredo?
If I was the GM of a team, which one player will I be calling for?
That's a good question.
Now, if it was me, all right, I'm the Texans, I'm the GM, I'm the guy making the calls out, and I need a wide receiver in my team. I'll be calling for Jeudy and nothing else. Sutton, no. If I'm gonna give up something, it has to be Jeudy. Jeudy got that speed, and man, he's a great route runner. And them hands after and what he does after the catch, it's explosive. If that was me, I'll go Jerry Jeudy right there, or I have to go defense, and maybe give me that corner they got,
Patrick Surtain.
Yeah, him and Stingley. Sheesh.
I think he's the almost any part.
Yeah.
Because they say almost any player on defense. That's the almost
we're not one that we're not gonna part ways with.
That's the one that we're like, all right, we're stingy on this one.
Yeah, but yeah, Jerry Jeudy, man, that'd be my pick. Hey, what about you? You're the Titans DC.
I'm not. No, these guys are going to contenders. And the problem with this, the team who needs Jeudy the most is in the division, the Chiefs. And that's the problem right there. That would be the perfect fit. Send him over there with Mahomes.
They're
Take
not
the top
do
off.
that, man.
That's why that's the problem because they're in the division.
Yeah.
They're the team that needs the receiver the most to go ahead and just be complete. They're winning, but at some point, I think it's going to catch up to them, man. If one of the receivers they got now don't step up soon and become the number one outside of Kelsey.
Yeah.
So the Chiefs could be the team that I would think that would be looking for a receiver.
Yeah.
That's on like Jeudy. I think he's still on a rookie contract.
Yep.
Yes.
So they're not looking for no big deals to come in there. And like our team, it wouldn't do us no good. They wouldn't do it. No, it's going to be contenders that's going to be reaching out for these guys, no doubt.
Jay. You're the Cowboys GM. Who be that one player you will call for?
It'll be Judy most likely. Movable piece. I would even look at Cortland Sutton, to be honest. Cowboys need somebody who's going to separate, somebody who's going to go up and get the ball. The correct answer would be Patrick Surtain, but again, he's not negotiable. I think Jerry Jeudy needs to end up in Carolina. I think he'd be a perfect fit for that offense. Yeah. A player like him or a player like Higgins would be perfect for Carolina. And they said multiple times they're looking for a number one receiver.
Yeah.
So I like that. But those are some good fits. It's tough to see Javonte Williams go down like that and not be able to play because he was Brees Hall light, but yeah, it's tough. But the thing we really got to talk about is, I hate to do it to a brother, but Vance Joseph got to go, man.
Can't believe you can't believe he made. I can't believe he started at 70.
This is the worst defense, according to Aaron Schatz, who does the DVOA. It's numbers based, it's analytics based on how good you really are. And in my book, is one of the most accurate depictions of how good of a team is. Through 5 games, worst DVOA defensively since 1981. This is a terrible defense. They're last in points per game, last in total yards per game, last in yards per play given up. This defense is bad. I know, Craig, you said Brees Hall was he's gonna do that to a lot of teams. He really gonna do it to them. Yeah. That was, if you bet on him to make a play or his over yardage,
to perform the way he did.
Yeah, that's the easiest. This is the easiest defense to go up against. So Vance got to go. I'm surprised Sean Payton hasn't made a move yet. And look, he did a whole bunch of talking this offseason. And Sean Payton just lost to the Jets and Nathaniel Hackett. So congratulations to them. That was their Super Bowl right there, to be honest.
Yeah, because Sean Payton was talking mess about that, but the previous coach.
Worst coaching job in history.
And now look at you.
Yeah, like he beat you at your home.
And I think this time last year they had 2 wins.
Yep.
But back to that trade before we get off the trade stuff. Jonathan Taylor, don't think that's off the table because his contract is tradable. It's only a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
And it's only $26 million guaranteed. So that's when you look at it, you see the big number, but the main thing is the guaranteed money.
Yeah.
Is what you got to look at. So, and I think that's why they only gave him 3 years, because that makes the contract tradable.
Yeah.
So don't be surprised. He just got paid. And with the other guy doing as well, I still wouldn't be surprised if they moved him.
Yeah.
If somebody come calling, I would not be surprised at all. Yeah.
Yeah. Well said, DC. All right, y'all boys ready to move on?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Jay, I'm going to take these next 2 last games, okay?
All right.
Because I don't want you to call out the stats on the Cowboys one. All right, here we go. We have the Chiefs at the Vikings. Final score 27-20. The Chiefs went on the road, beat the Vikings. The Vikings had no chance in this game whatsoever. Now, let's go to some game leaders passing. Let's go to the Kansas City side. Mahomes, he threw for 41, completed 31, 281 yards and 2 touchdowns. Have a day, man. Rusher, Pacheco, 16 carries for 55 yards and 1 touchdown. Top receiver was Kelsey with 10 catches, 67 yards and 1 touchdown. Now to the Vikings side of the ball. Cousins, he threw for 47, completed 29, 284 yards and 2 touchdowns. Top rusher was Madison with 8 carries for 26 yards, man. You're not going to do it like that. Your top receiver was Addison with 6 catches, 64 yards, and 1 touchdown. And I know what y'all saying, man. What happened to JJ? I don't know what happened.
He got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he did?
Hamstring.
Yeah, he got nicked up.
Oh. Team stats. Let's go to the Vikings. 329 yards, while the Chiefs had 333. Turnovers. Kansas City had 0. Vikings had 1. Time of possession. Kansas City had 31 minutes, while the Vikings had 28. That being said, that puts the Vikings now at 1-4, last in that division, and that puts the Chiefs at 4-1, first in their division. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Mahomes doing Mahomes thing. Chiefs moving right along, and the Vikings. I don't know where the hell we at with this team. I just really don't know. And we know the quarterback ain't gonna be there long for sure. They say Jefferson turned down a lucrative deal in offseason, monster contract. He wasn't gonna sign it until he knows who the quarterback is for 2024. So that tells you everything you need to know right there. Yeah. So I think Cousins is on his way out, and maybe this team can figure it out down the road. So JJ, I don't think he don't want no part of Cousins anymore. We look at it look like his numbers are okay, but he's in the locker room with Cousins. He knows that quarterback ain't worth a flip. And like I say, Mahomes and Kelsey doing what they do, moving right along, man.
Kelsey got hurt in this game also.
He came back.
He came back?
He came back, man. And scored a touchdown. So, yeah, and that's why I say they need that one more receiver. If not, they need one of these other guys to step up. It don't look like Tony's going to be the one to step up.
No.
So, but overall, Chiefs doing what the Chiefs do.
Yep, taking care of business. Jay, you got anything in this game?
Yeah, the Chiefs still aren't 100% the Chiefs still, in my book. When Kelsey is hobbled, Patrick Mahomes has to do magic every play, it seems like, and he's Patrick Mahomes, so he can do it. I'm glad Kelsey was able to come back. That was scary. I thought it looked like definitely he was going to be out for weeks.
Especially when he threw the helmet.
Yeah.
The non-contact.
He just fell, and everybody on Twitter is going crazy like, oh, is it an Achilles? Is it turf toe? What is it? But he was able to come back and caught a touchdown right after that. The Vikings, that's 4 straight one-score losses after going 11-0. And we said it last year that was a fluke. That's not going to happen again. Now it's completely reversed the other way. I think they're better than this.
They're always playing from behind.
And Kirk Cousins been playing fast break football lately. It's not a recipe for success. They've gutted their main core. So they have Justin Jefferson, You got the young guy, Jordan Addison. You've got T.J. Hawkinson. That's good pieces,
right?
But it's the in between, like the trenches and the guts of their team that's still lacking to me. Even on defense, like the only name you have is Harrison Smith, and he's old now.
Right.
That's the only one you got. You Marcus Davenport, Daniil Hunter isn't what he was before. He's not in the echelon of Myles Garrett or anything. Jordan Hicks, it's just they've gutted their team, and they need a rebuild.
Yeah.
They need to find out what they can get for Cousins, and see what they can do. Because, like you said, it's gonna be tough keeping Jefferson. He's not happy right now, and for good reason.
Yeah, they got to move on from Cousins. Call the Jets, somebody, and a team that's a quarterback away right now. See, look, it's a 1-year deal, a rental basically.
Falcons.
Yeah, Falcons. Somebody move him. Whoever the backup is for the Vikings, hey, let him go. But Jefferson's going to be all right. He's pretty much quarterback proof, but he still wants that quarterback that can elevate others. Yeah. He don't need to be elevated. No. He needs the one that can elevate others out there. So now, and Cousins ain't the guy.
Yeah, trade him out.
Yep.
All right.
One last thing, this Kansas City, they're holding on by a string. If anything actually does happen to Kelsey, it's going to be trouble. Targets wise, Kelsey had 11 targets. The next highest targets was 6, and that was to Kadarius Toney. And we know we can't trust Kadarius Toney. I wouldn't trust him to flip my burger right. Rasheed Rice 5, Justin Watson 3. It just falls off a cliff after Travis Kelce, and Travis Kelce is 34. He's the same age as Gronk, and Gronk is gone.
Yeah.
So it's about to be time to maybe they need to make a trade.
They should be aggressive.
They need to make
but
a
the
trade.
one they need, he's in the division. They can't get to Judy, so they got to look elsewhere. They got to have the other receiver.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out who's a team they can go after because they need to get another body in here, to boost their receiving core.
No doubt.
All right, man.
I would call Tampa Bay and see if they'll talk to me about Evans.
Yeah,
Consider the last year.
But Evans, man, he's what, 31, 32?
He's better than what they already.
Yeah, I understand, but
He'll take him to the bowl this
You're not
year.
asking for Evans for a long term. You want Evans this year and that's it.
Okay.
Just to get you over the top.
Okay.
Now, if
Yes.
you want to come back next year on a discount, that's
There
a
you-
whole other story.
There you go.
But we're trying to win the Super Bowl right now. We want him for just this year.
That's the alert I want to see. Mike Evans is traded, or Godwin. They'll both be
either one.
upgrade.
Yeah, either one of those guys.
All right, man. Y'all ready to move on to the last game right here?
Yep.
All right. The Cowboys went to San Francisco. Final score 10-42. Cowboys lose this game right here. San Francisco puts up a big win right here. Let's go to some game leaders. Let's start off with the Cowboys side of the ball. Prescott, he threw for 24, completed 14, 153 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Top rusher was Pollard, 8 carries with 29 yards. Jesus. Top receiver was Lamb for 4 catches, 49 yards. Now to the 49ers side of the ball. Purdy, he threw for 24, completed 17, 252 yards, 4 touchdowns. Have a day, man. Top rusher was Mason with 10 carries, 69 yards, and 1 touchdown. Top receiver from the Niners, Kittle, with 3 catches, 67 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Have a day, man. Now let's go to some team stats. Cowboys, total yardage, 197, while the 49ers had 421. Turnovers, Cowboys had 4, 49ers had 1. Time possession, 49ers were 37 minutes, while the Cowboys had 22. So that being said, gentlemen, that puts the 49ers 5-0, number 1 in their division, and that puts the Cowboys 3-2, second in their division. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
You want to go, Jerron?
I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go. They own you. They more manly than you. They smarter, better coached, better atmosphere, better built, tougher. Every sense of every piece of a team is better. O-line, I take their O-line. Weapons, I take their weapons. Heart, like when you see Trent Williams out there, I'm scared of Trent Williams from my screen. I'm scared of Debo. Debo gets the ball and he runs harder than your running back. Quarterback wise, it's starting to get tilted. Dak ain't showing me that he is a Super Bowl caliber quarterback. He's good enough to get you to the point where you need another step, and he can't take that step. The step is too big for him. When he plays these real teams, he nuts up and he goes into a shell. It's troubling. The season's not over, but your Super Bowl hopes are over. Like this, I think this is the worst time to be a fan is when you realize that your Super Bowl hopes is over. So the year means nothing now. Every game from now on, we know that it's hollow. You can go win 40-3 somewhere else. It's hollow because when you come up against a real, well-coached, well-built team, you can't do it. The second part is when you realize your quarterback isn't the dude to take you to a Super Bowl. They got to start looking for alternatives. They want to give him. They've talked about giving Dak a extension. I'm against it. He hasn't earned the one we got right now. He hasn't earned the contract fully that he has right now. He's not on a. He's a upper echelon quarterback who is Tony Romo 2.0. Tony Romo at no point was going to take you to the next level. Dak at no point is going to take you to the next level. You're going to have to get home field advantage, and with the squads that we got at NFC, there's no way. As of right now, I got 49ers best team in the league. In the NFC, Eagles are right behind them. Detroit, and there's a conversation to have Seattle above you too. They were off, so we didn't get a chance to critique them. But watching what they did last night is pathetic. They have your number. They run the West Coast better than you do. 3 straight drives for Dak Prescott in the interceptions. He doesn't have the arm strength to make all the throws. He doesn't have the footwork to be dangerous on the edge anymore. So he's kind of a shell of his former self. They were abused. He himself said it was humbling. And to me right now, Dak is a talker. All last week he talked about how important the game was, how motivated he was. He's got a good leadership face, but leadership without the ability means nothing. He comes through, and I won't put it all on him. Receivers got to get open too. Mike McCarthy's got to get receivers open. He's not doing it. He's going back to his old ways in Green Bay. Every time there's a third down, he runs a play from 1995, and this is not that NFL anymore. We got the Chiefs doing crazy stuff. We got the team on the opposite side, the 49ers, going ham. Anytime they want yardage, they draw up something to get yardage. You got the Dolphins going crazy in Miami, and we're going back to slant, flat, sticks on the other side. It's not productive. Yeah, Dak still has good numbers. It's just those are just numbers at this point. He's got to take it to the next level, and I don't think he can do it. It's his skill level has diminished each year, and he's 30 now. It's only going to get worse. I would put him in the same boat as Kirk Cousins. What can you get from him at this point? Quarterbacks want to play for you. It's the Cowboys. You're going to be on primetime all the time. Look, Dak might have to go the way of Ezekiel Elliott. Send him somewhere and see how he does. Dak is a good quarterback. He's just not going to take you there. So that's pretty much it. I got some other stuff, but I don't want to hog the mic. What did y'all see?
Oh, go ahead, DC. I mean, I feel like he took everything already.
No. Brock Purdy looked okay. He looked okay. He's starting to really grow on me. But the problem with back to the Dak ain't mentally strong enough to be the Cowboys quarterback. That's the problem.
Yeah.
He go to Atlanta, Chicago, even Tennessee. He can't handle the pressure of being the Cowboys quarterback.
It's getting to him.
Yeah. Because it takes a special person, man, to be Romo same way.
Yeah.
You have to be a certain person to be a quarterback of the Cowboys. That's the only team in the NFL that's like that. Not the 49ers, not the Eagles, not the Giants. To be the quarterback of the Cowboys, you have to be strong, man, mentally.
Yeah.
Not just physically, mentally, because the Cowboys are an American team because they get all the eyes. And when you watch the Cowboys, you only watch it for one of two reasons.
Yep.
You watching them to win,
Yep.
or you watching them to lose. And that's the only thing. And they get all the eyeballs. So either way, the criticism is going to be tough every week. And when you lose, it's even worse.
Yeah.
So like like you say, he's not the Cowboys quarterback. They're going to have to do something different in the future. And like I say, it's one of those games. The defense going to have bad games. But that's when Dak has to show up. And you keep turning the ball over, hell yeah, your defense is going to be tired. It looked like some of the games from last year. You keep sending the defense out there. I mean, they good, but they ain't that good to keep running out there back and forth like that. You keep sending them out there. And 3rd and 4, they ain't got no confidence. Dak, they running the ball. 3rd and 4, and they running the ball. They don't even want to put it in his hands.
That was disrespectful.
Yeah, and everybody's seen that.
I would have audibled out of that if he caught that.
3rd and 4. And like I said, his coach speech is about done.
Yeah.
He done ran out of speeches.
Yeah.
He said the same thing with the Cardinals. This is very humbling to us. And guess what? He said the same thing again last night.
Yeah.
So at some point, I don't know. In the Cowboys, they're too talented, man. They're in a rough spot.
Yeah,
as far as
absolutely.
that, because you can't just go out and get that quarterback now that you need. But you got the talent all the way around him. And like you said, McCarthy's got to take some of the blame also, man. But going forward, it's going to be tough. I don't know what they're going to do, man, with that.
To me, I feel like, when they lost to the Cardinals, that wasn't the game that they should have lost. This is the game that they should have lost, but like it just having back-to-back losses now, and that puts a lot of pressure on them. I was like that, going in against the Cardinals, I picked the Cowboys to win that game, man. But the way they played against the 49ers, it looked even worse, I mean, 3 interceptions, man. His QB rating was a 46.4, man. That's not good, man. So and you got a 2nd-year quarterback over there. His quarterback rating is 83.6. That's not bad, man. But you don't expect that much out of him, man. But he's taking care of the ball. He's not throwing interception. He threw 4 touchdowns, man. But I don't know, man. I mean, Jerron took everything, I thought I was going to say, and just...
The offense, the Cowboys can't play from behind.
They
cannot do it.
They can't.
They play a lot better when they're the team up and they get to unleash their defense.
Yeah.
And like you say, you say this is a game you feel like they should have lost. Well, yeah, but not like this.
Yeah.
No, you didn't even show up
Yeah.
at all. I understand losing, but this is a beatdown.
Yeah.
And the owner say this is going to be a measuring stick. I mean, if you're looking at this, where this puts you in the NFC?
They broke the measuring stick.
What's going to happen is you're going to limp into the playoffs and you're going to Detroit first round and get lit up if you don't change something. Because you're not going to get home field. That's going to go to the 49ers or the Eagles. You got to go through both of them.
And
you're going to be a wild card. Detroit going to get that home game, and you got to go to Detroit and figure out a way to beat them.
And every time the 49ers had the ball, it was a touchdown.
Yeah.
The 49ers didn't have no field goals whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Every time they had the ball, it was a touchdown.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And it's crazy, man. I was watching the game, and there was some game, the referee, McCaffrey shouldn't have been in that game. that the Van Der Esch, when they hit helmet to helmet like that, he should have been out of the game. They should have been checking him for concussion.
Yeah.
And the very next play, Van Der Esch picks him up, slams him on his head, consecutive plays, and they still let him run right back to the huddle.
Yep.
And then that third play, that screen pass, put him on like the 5-yard line, and that's when they came through and hit Kittle. McCaffrey shouldn't have been in the half them plays. Anybody else, they'd have been snatching him out the game. We need to put you in the blue tent. But his head got beat to smithereens back-to-back play by Van Der Esch. It was loud, man. Everybody watching the game could hear that helmet to helmet. But they let him play. I can't believe that, man.
Yeah.
And McCaffrey was not the one who killed you.
No.
Nope.
You can't go 3 for 3 touchdowns with Kittle, and you're supposed to have a tight end stopper. All right, so real quick, after that game, I was so frustrated I had to do some research. So what I said last week, I don't know if you remember, styles make fights.
Yes.
And the way that the Cowboys are built, they're not built for the environment, the grass environment. So I went back the last 2 seasons. The Cowboys, turf versus grass. Turf, they're 14-1 on turf fields in the last 2 seasons, including the first 5 games of this season. On grass, they're 1-7. So remember when I said we got sprinters, we don't have We don't have like gladiator type players. We got a whole bunch of quick. Michael Parsons is quick as hell, but that gives you a little slower on grass. So over the last 2 seasons, they averaged 30 points per game on turf. They averaged 16 points on grass. This is a team building aspect, and you know you're going to have to go to Philly. So that's why I'm out. I'm out on this team unless somehow they go crazy and get home field. It's done. They've got 9 turf games left. So, and they've got 3 grass games left. So the season's not done.
But two of the grass is in Philly. I mean, Philly and somewhere else.
You got Philly. You got
Commanders.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's a couple of them right there. But yeah. So they have 9 turf games left, 3 grass games. Over the last 3 seasons, if they're on turf, they win 80% of the time, 82% of the time when they're on turf. When they're on grass, they lose 75% of the time. So this is a 3-year sample where once they go on a slower surface, they can't function. Scoring 16 points, averaging 16 points on grass is crazy. So if we go by their winning percentage on grass versus turf, they should win 8 more games. Yeah. So I would think they would end up 11-6 for the year. Go to Detroit. That's going to be close, back and forth. But next, even if you get past Detroit,
what's waiting?
It's going to beat down time, just like last year. So that was the little research I did. I was up all night long, so I had plenty of time to research. Basically, when the Cowboys go on grass, fade them. It's gonna be an L. The Arizona game, that's natural grass in Arizona. They look slow. They look beat up. But I think it's kind of that obvious. If they're on turf, like when they go on the road to New York, that's turf. When they go to Minnesota, turf. They do all this, and surprisingly, Tennessee, I didn't know they were turf field. But anyway, that's all I got on that.
They just switched over.
Yeah, I give them 8 more wins just based on this alone, and then we'll see where we go on from there.
Hey man, shout out to Jerome about that research right there, man. That's pretty impressive, my boy. That's badass. All right,
the Cowboys 8 first downs.
Oh,
that's
8 first downs.
Disgusting.
You know,
that's you can't even get a real.
Niners 25 first downs.
You can't even get a real red zone offense.
No. All right. So y'all boys got any more on this game right here with the Niners and Cowboys before we go to the picks?
I think that's it, Fredo.
Or is there anything else here y'all want to talk about before we do go on to the picks?
Yes.
All right.
What's up?
What's up?
Talk about these quarterbacks. These 5 quarterbacks that are coming up for their 5th year option. Okay. You got Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Mac Jones. Y'all keep any of them. Y'all get any of those. 5th year option.
It's
Trey Lance,
it's
Mac
Lawrence.
Jones, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence.
None of them.
It's only Lawrence.
Lawrence, the only one gonna do.
Just because he is the franchise,
right?
I think he's been overhyped, but he's the franchise.
Yeah. Just Lawrence. Yeah.
And the thing, all these guys are first rounders, and the teams are gonna be out on them. 4 teams are probably gonna be out on their quarterbacks after 3 years. Yeah, all these guys are first rounders, top 15 picks. So man, your scouting department better know what they're doing when you go out there and you start snatching these quarterbacks. Or your offensive coordinators better learn to make the adjustments to the quarterback that you draft.
Yeah.
Well, my thing is, all those quarterbacks had questions except Trey Lance. I mean, not Trey Lance, but Trevor Lawrence. Everybody else was like,
and Jerron, and that's because Lawrence plays in a weak ass division.
Yeah. I like Lawrence enough.
Yeah.
He's on that second, third tier to me, but
Yeah.
coming out, he was the golden child though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he was sunshine. Remember
Yeah.
from Remember Titans. So
And some say that he was better than Deshaun Watson coming out.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. A lot of people actually said that
Yeah.
they compared him to Peyton.
Mm.
But other than that, everybody else on that. What was that? The last other four?
Zach Wilson,
Yeah.
Mac Jones, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, and there was who was it?
You said Trey Lance.
Trey Lance.
Every one of them had questions, and you still that's coach. That's front office malpractice right there. So
Yep, man, that's crazy. At least the 49ers got from up under theirs.
Yeah.
that's the frustrating part.
Yeah.
Mr.
Yeah.
Irrelevant is
Yeah.
tearing people up right now.
Yeah.
Yes, $900,000 a year.
Mm.
That's crazy.
Brandon, we can go to picks, man.
You ready?
That's just something to think about. Those quarterbacks are going to be
Man,
out.
Yeah, man. That right there blew me out, man. Yeah. That's crazy. All right, man. Y'all boys ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Let's get into these picks right here. Let's hit up. What's up?
Tonight, Monday night.
Monday night. So Monday night we got the Packers in Vegas, right?
Yep.
At the Raiders. I want to say the Packers are Raiders are favored to win this one by 2.5 points. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't have that stat right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raiders by 2.
By 2. Give me the Packers. I'll take the Packers. I'll take the Packers on
Give
that
me the
one.
Packers. That's going to be a head coaching job opening coming soon in the Raiders.
Yep.
Yeah, he's going to be one of them teams.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Raiders.
Taking the Raiders?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Raiders.
All right. Now let's go to week 6 now. And starting on week 6, we have the Broncos at the Chiefs and Kansas City. Kansas City are favored by 10.5 points.
Come on now.
And you know what? Give me 14 points. I'll take Kansas City all day, every day.
Yeah, give me the Chiefs.
Yeah.
They would have to assassinate Patrick Mahomes for them to lose this game. Let's go Chiefs.
All right. Then we have the Saints at the Texans. Saints are favored to win this one by 2.5 points, and I'll take the Saints on this one, man.
Give me the Saints. Defense shows up again. Not like they did last week, but I think defense get there.
I would feel more comfortable if it was in New Orleans. I'm gonna go Saints, but it's gonna be another one of those good games.
Yeah.
It's only 1.5. It's showing over here. Saints by 1.5.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And then we have a London game next up. We have the Ravens at the Titans. So this could be considered a Titans game, Titans home game. The Ravens are favored to win this one by 3.5 points, and yeah, I'll take the Ravens on this one.
Yeah. If Lamar can't pass this week, I don't know what to say. But you know what? I'm gonna take the Titans in the upset, man.
Titans.
I was thinking the same
I'm
thing.
gonna take the Titans in the upset this week, man.
That last game got me nervous, but it's a division game. I'm gonna ride with the Ravens.
Yeah. All right, now we go to the Commanders at the Falcons. The Falcons are favored to win this one by 2.5 points. You know what? Give me the Falcons, man. I'll take the Falcons.
Yeah, give me Atlanta, man. Give me Atlanta. See what happens.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Atlanta. We still got to beat up on the Commanders. They have 2 great receivers, and they were feeding Curtis Samuel like he was Jerry Rice.
Huh?
Yeah, like he was. But
we do it to Arthur Smith.
Yeah,
we got to do it to Bieniemy also.
Yeah, Jahan Dodson and Terry McLaurin are incredible, and Curtis Samuel shouldn't be getting. He's not Cooper Kupp. I'm going with the Falcons.
Okay. All right, then we have the Vikings at the Bears divisional game right here. Minnesota is favored to win this one by 3.5 points, and I'll take the Vikings on this game.
Oh man, yeah. Woo. Man, give me the Bears, man. Give me the Bears this week, man. Give me the Bears.
This is a loser leave team. It's got to be the Vikings. Well, I got to see what Justin Jefferson looking like.
That too.
Yeah.
Tentatively, I'm gonna pick the Vikings, but that could sway my his injury could sway my pick.
Okay. Next game we have the Seahawks at the Bengals. Bengals are favored to win this one by 2.5 points. I'll take the Seahawks on this one.
This is the game I'm probably the most interested in this whole week. Give me the Seahawks, man.
Yeah.
I know it's in Cincinnati. Give me the Seahawks.
The Bengals still have to show me one more, man. And like if they could beat if they could beat the Seahawks, yeah, I'm a believer.
The Seahawks defense is getting better.
Yeah.
One of these got to be an upset for me. I'm going to go Bengals.
Bengals. All right. Next game we have the 49ers at the Browns. 49ers are favored to win this one by 4.5 points, and I agree with that. Give me the 49ers on this one.
Yeah.
And the forecast shows that it's going to be raining, and Deshaun Watson don't do good in the rain.
Yeah, give me the Niners. And they ain't got Nick Chubb, so they can't just rent ground and pound. Give me the Niners.
I'm going to go Niners. Brock Purdy's undefeated when he starts and plays the full game. In the NFL, he hasn't lost yet.
Yep.
Let's keep it going. Niners.
Right. Then we have the Panthers at the Dolphins.
Oh, yeah.
Dolphins are fair to win this one by 14 points. And I'll take that too, man. Give me the Dolphins.
Give me the Dolphins with Tyreek Hill with a T-shirt on in the fourth quarter.
Yep. Already, A-Chain, 200 yards.
Yep.
I'm going Dolphins.
All right. Next game, we have the Colts at the Jaguars. Jaguars are afraid to win this one by 4.5 points. You know what? Give me the Colts. I'll take the Colts on this one.
I'm with you, Fredo. This is when the Jaguars let you down.
Yeah.
They won back-to-back games in London, and they come back. And I think the coach. I think Minshew has a big day, man.
Yeah.
I think Minshew has a big day. And if the running back keep running like he is, he's gonna have a big day.
He's gonna beat his former team.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
44-point favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with the Jaguars. I think they hold it down at home.
Okay. All right. Next game. Talking about coaches versus old coaches right here. Patriots at the Raiders. Raiders are favored to win this one by 3 points. I'll take the Patriots, I guess.
The line is right. 3. It should have been a pick 'em on a neutral field. So
yeah.
I guess I'll take the Raiders. That hurt.
Yeah. This one's a toss-up, man.
I'll take the Raiders. They got talent.
Mm-hmm.
Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, they got more talent.
All right. Next game, we have the divisional game. We have the Cardinals at the Rams. Rams are favored to win this one by 6 points. Give me the Rams. I'll take the Rams on this one.
I like the Rams, but I don't know about that 6.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that 6 for real, man.
Well,
even
4
though
points?
at home, and I would drop it to at least by 4 or something like that.
Yeah.
The way the Cardinals been playing.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna take the Rams.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam.
Same. All right. This one surprised me. This spread is surprising me. Eagles at the Jets. Eagles only favored by 6.5 points. I'll take the Eagles on this one. I'm surprised it's not 10.
I'm gonna take the Eagles. The spread, I think it's about right. They figure that the Jets defense probably gonna give them a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
But it's like the other teams, if you don't get to the fourth quarter, you done put some points on the board, they're just gonna wear you out.
Yeah.
So Wilson's gonna have to do something.
Okay.
Yeah. Eagles going to just lean on them.
Yep.
They're going to eat. I think they get that easy.
All right, moving on. We have the Lions at the Buccaneers. Lions are favored to win by 3 points, and I'll take the Lions.
Take the Lions. We're gonna see what the Bucks really about. I'm gonna take the Lions. Should be an interesting game. Baker Mayfield.
I'm take an upset special on this one.
Uh-oh.
Here
Here we go.
Golf ain't the same on the road. Like I said before, natural grass field. Yeah, I'm gonna go Buccaneers with the upset.
Bucks, okay. Now we have the Sunday night game. Giants at the Bills. Bills are favored to win this one by 14.5 points. Give me the Bills all day.
Y'all flex these. I'm gonna start flexing these games.
They know.
Give me the Bills. They get right.
Yeah, the Bills. Okay. Jay?
Same. Bills with the catastrophe.
They should have put Seahawks, Bengals, or something in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather watch the Lions, Bucks.
Yeah. And it's supposedly in the forecast it says it's gonna be raining in Buffalo.
It's gonna be an ugly game now. But Bills gonna win that ugly game by a lot.
Mm-hmm. Monday Night Football. We had Jerron's Cowboys at the Chargers. You know what? Well, after the stat that Jerron just gave us, I'll take the Cowboys and win this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Cowboys, but I want to see how they respond after a loss like that. I want to see how they come back playing against that old OC. We're gonna pull every hat.
Yeah, he's gonna show them, and they had a week off to get ready. I'm gonna pick the Cowboys. This should be a home game. Also, it's LA.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that.
It's gonna be.
There's gonna be more Cowboys fans than Chargers fans,
and it's at night. It's gonna be a home game.
Monday night, baby.
Monday night. So I'm pick the Cowboys turf home game.
Yeah. And there's two teams will bye weeks this week: the Packers and the Steelers. Yep. So that right there concludes our week 6 picks right there, man. Gentlemen, anything else going on? Anything you want to chop about?
Do a quick search of the
think of anything. I'm just waiting to see,
Let's check our mobile.
If any trades show up.
Let's check our future.
It's about that time of year where coaches starting to get fired and trades start to happen. A lot of teams starting to figure out where they really are right about now.
Who will be your first coach fired?
I'm waiting to see what happened to the Raiders tonight. I'm waiting to see what's happening with him.
I think
he's him or the Commanders.
Been on them a lot with the first coach fired.
Yes, yes, for
sure. Watch out, Rivera. Ron Rivera is. I wish I could say Sean Payton, but ain't no way.
Yeah. Hey, Jerron, so you asked us who our MVP is going to be.
Yes.
So go ahead and ask us that question again.
Yeah. So just looking over the week, it's a big week for a lot of players. I was wanting to see who's your MVP for the.
Mine, if I could kick it off, it would be DJ Moore. DJ Moore had an awesome week out of nowhere. It's about time he to show up. I know the Panthers ain't looking so good, but I'm sorry, was it the Panthers? Yeah.
DJ Moore played the Commanders.
Yeah, Commanders. Yeah, and so DJ Moore, man, that's an MVP for me. DC. Who's your MVP for this week?
I like Chad. Chad, man. The kids are 11 yards a carry.
Yep.
On average right now. He's still scoring. The future's bright for them in Miami right now, man. And like I say, probably the offensive rookie of the year. So I'm going to go to Chad this week.
All right, cool. We got an answer. Jamar Chase is mine.
No doubt. No doubt.
3 touchdowns, 192 yards. Put the whole team on his back. Higgins, not there, no problem. They finally woke up. If they keep this connection going, they can turn this around. So Jamar Chase is mine. So three good picks.
Tyreek Hill, honorable mention. George Pickens.
Yeah.
He had a day.
Yeah, George.
They had a fourth quarter anyway.
Yeah.
And then throw it on the defensive side, TJ Watt.
Yep. Yeah, he had a day.
Fred Warner.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of people stepped up, but I think we had some good picks.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Anything else?
I think I'm good. We gotta go lick our wounds, all three of us.
Yes.
Yeah. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. All right, but thank you for tuning in to the Sheer Football Podcast. Like always, if you haven't, please go ahead and like this video, subscribe it, and also tell your friend, tell your brother, tell your sister, tell a coworker, somebody, and help us grow this channel. But if you're a return subscriber or you tune into us every week, we thank you and appreciate you like always. But until then, we see you next week, and take care. Later.
Peace out.